Atmanirbhar Bharat translates to self-reliant India. So this has also been a lead project for Prime Minister of India, where he talks a lot about a self-reliant India, driven by the cultural economy of the country. So this project was conceptualized in 2021, and by the Ministry of Culture and Indira Gandhi National Centre for the Arts was made the nodal agency for it to execute it. This is the barrack. It's called L1 Barrack, and it belongs to 1861, built in the colonial period. And it's inside the Red Fort. I don't know if, of course, I know that you have lived in the Red Fort in 1980s, right?
Late 80s.
Yeah. And I'm not sure whether any one of you have visited the Red Fort before. Okay, so you have visited. So of course, you've heard of the Red Fort, you've heard of the speeches that are given on Independence Day from there. And so there are 9 such barracks in the premises, and they all have been adapted to museums and cultural centers. We also had a Biennale, Art and Architecture Biennale last year, organized by the Ministry of Culture in around 3-4 barracks. So it was quite vibrant during them, and that's when we also got inaugurated. We were inaugurated by the Prime Minister. And in December 2023, right? I have with me my colleague Prithviraj Srivastava. He has also been with the project since we started working on it. So it's actually been our baby. When we got the project, it was lying abandoned, and we had to convert it into a museum. So from selecting tiles to installing ACs to everything we've done over there, and it's been quite a journey. We've learned a lot. It's a total area of 20,000 square feet, and there are about 100 rooms in there. And the brief that we got from the ministry was populate them, with artifacts. We didn't have a collection, so we had to build on the collection. What are we going to display inside? We knew that we had to work with art, with crafts, with GI crafts, geographical indication. Do you know what geographical indication is? Geographical indication is a kind of registration that is given to a craft, which gives it authenticity. And it's called geographical indication because geography is very important, because the ecosystem of that area supports the development of that craft, the process making, the tools, the raw material, they all come from the ecosystem. So that's why that craft, when we look at international GIs, most of the GIs have been given to agricultural produce, like the cheese, the wine. Tirupati Laddu is also. So it belongs to that region and it can't be made anywhere else because the local system supports it. So that's why GI it authenticates a product. Otherwise, especially now in a globalized world, we can sit anywhere and make anything. So that's how also indigenous crafts, it becomes a threat, to safeguard them within their traditional practices, methods, processes, tools, raw materials, etc. So geographical indication is very important. So we were told that let's make it a GI center. But what happens in geographical indication is that you cannot work too much with design, and because they have very very stringent rules. You can't you have to use the traditional processes, traditional designs only in your craft making. There cannot be any innovation. But this center was set up with the ideology to make it an innovation center, an incubation space where we call artisans, we train them in new design and product development, new design, so that we can compete with the current markets. There is so much in the market available, and if you have to reinvent yourself, right? You have to make it more contemporary so that it also becomes, so that it attracts consumers, it finds a market. And we also wanted to lend it exclusivity, that we become known for its brand. So going to the next slide. So of course we celebrate the richly diverse handicrafts of India, GI, but our shift moved away from GI because we wanted to look at rare and languishing crafts, endangered crafts in India, which needed immediate attention. So the idea was to also, to document them, the heritage that is about to die, get lost, and to also help them find markets. Empower the craft community. So if we help them find markets by training artisans in new design, in marketing, in business, how to set up their own businesses. We also want to remove the middlemen, so that whenever you're making profit, the profit directly goes to the artisan. So that's how we empower the craft community through mentorship programs, develop new designs, which I've already spoken of, and strategize profitable businesses. And of course, you know what we've always heard of vocal for local, made in India, self-reliant India. So this is also our philosophy, how we go forward. Our objectives are to provide a platform for development of rare crafts, offer mentorship to artisans through training, collaboration with relevant stakeholders. So in our process, what we do is, you know, of course, artisans are very important for us, but we also have to be very transparent in our selection. So we follow all the government procedures of floating RFP on our website, and then we invite applications. But applications, of course, the artisans will not be able to write, so we have to involve an agency, which could be a designer who has been working with the craft, who's more sensitive to the craft methodology, because we are facilitators. We don't want to dominate craftsmen because their talent is exceptional, and you know there's a lot to learn from them. So somebody who's sensitive in that way, to be able to empower them in their dialogue, and we work with local NGOs, regional NGOs who are supporting the craft in some way or the other, or who will be able to support them after their term gets over here. And we work a lot with design institutions. We encourage design institutions to involve craft in their design process. And often students, they work on research projects. So they take up these projects in craft, and that becomes their whole research work, and they come here and they work with artisans, they make their reports. So it's also, both of us are benefiting. We are benefiting because, there is this fresh perspective, students are involved, they are, and that's how you chart out the way, right, for future, to leave that legacy, to create, yes.